Hey guys, welcome back to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is Psychoduck, and I'm here with our second conversion map feature. This one's called Colony, and this was the second map we had made. So whereas Firebase was a bit on the simpler side, because we were still learning the ropes of our own game mode as we designed it, Colony is a bit more complex, it's a lot bigger, and it incorporates a lot of things that we learned while building Firebase. So you can see here I'm pushing up on top of the garage in Phase 1 on defense, and the garage functions similarly to the waterfall building on Firebase. Again, if you guys haven't watched the conversion video or announcement yet, you should probably watch that. If, you want to get any sense out of what I'm talking about here. But so again, this is a position that has really great line of sight over some of the approaches to the objective, but then its line of sight into the objective itself is extremely limited. And again, if you're coming from the attacker side, which here we are now, the objective's dead ahead, the garage is on the left, and then there's kind of a nice little flanking route on the right, so you can really flank around on offense on here, and get around behind the defenders, and it can be really effective. But something that's really important in Phase 1 on here is to make sure that you have a really supported push when you're taking the objective, because it's pretty common for a less coordinated attacker push to push in, start capturing the objective, but then the defenders swoop in and steal it back and intercept the point. So you really have to have that support, and that's always important, but especially in Phase 1 on here. But moving into Phase 2, the attackers have access to a rocket hog and a ghost, as well as a saw and a sticky dot. The defenders, I believe, will have access to a I believe they also get a saw and a sticky dot in Phase 2 on here. It's a little hard to remember. So the ghost is pretty interesting on here as a fast attack vehicle. The rocket hog functions similarly to how it does on Firebase. You have to use it as more of a mobile turret, than a fast attack vehicle. But then the ghost is kind of a fast attack vehicle. Although the rocket hog doesn't have anywhere to really post up on here like it does on Firebase, but it does have, it is pretty effective, and it can be good for countering the Defender's Phase 3 vehicle, which is actually a Mantis, which you'll see in a little bit. But in Phase 2, it's really important to try to hold the Sky Bridge, which is kind of it's kind of one of the main focal point positions in Phase 2 and Phase 3 for that matter on this map. It's kind of on the right side as an attacker, and it's definitely important to try to hold that. It's another position that has very limited lines of sight, but very powerful ones, so it can really counter some of the approaches to the objective, and it's a cool position. But then, the Phase 2 objective on here is pushed up right in front of this big building. So something that's kind of cool in Conversion, and this was something that we kind of got from Invasion as a concept, was to have the, as the map progresses on, and you're adding in more elements and stuff, when you get to Phase 3, you really got to have, all hands on deck and have, the most verticality and the most, just the most going on. So, in both this and Firebase, but especially this map, in Phase 3, it's inside the building, which is very much inspired by some of the Invasion core buildings, like Boneyard, and it just has, it has the more verticality, it has, all the elements, all the vehicles are in play, all the weapons, each team gets a sniper rifle and all that, but then the building itself is really cool. Kind of like on Firebase, where you want to hold the upper floor of the building, that's kind of important on here as well, but you'll see when I actually go inside the building, a little better what it looks like. But of course, using the vehicles around the outside is great. Also, again, the rocket hog can be great to counter the Mantis, and the Defender Mantis is extremely effective in the right hands, of course, and it just works really nicely. So, the Phase 3 objective on here is probably the coolest part of the map as far as I'm concerned. It's just, if you liked, playing Invasion back in Reach, and you like pushing into the core buildings and having the, the kind of the shell that you can push in with the segmentation within the building, that really lends itself to, coordinated team making a cool push to hold the building. It really harkens back to that, and it feels really good, and is pretty cool. So, you know, we kind of wanted Colony to be the other edge of the sword, if you will, from Firebase, and you know, it feels a lot different while still maintaining what works about Conversion. But you know, and Colony also is a lot less linear. It kind of has a bend after Phase 1, which you'll see if you look at the map from you know, an overview. So it's definitely a lot different, and you know, you really get that variety between the two maps. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Psychoduck with the Halo Forge Epidemic. I'll talk to you guys next time, and have a good one. Bye bye.